Hi folks, thanks for tuning in and checking out this video. I wanted to give you guys kind of a overview of what's to come. I know this is a pretty long video, 36 minutes, so I appreciate it. You guys checking it out. I know it's long. If you watch all the way through, hey, great. But if not, and you're just here for the action, you can skip to part 5, which is the Eyewall, and that shows all the the hectic stuff. But if you want to watch everything that leads up to it, that's cool too. The first clip in this video was just the Gulf of Mexico sometime around 7:30 on July 7th. Then the next clip is about an hour later out in front of a Dollar Tree Family Dollar combo. But yeah, so this video spans essentially 12 hours. It's obviously not 12 hours long, but it shows the ferocity of a strengthening Category 1 hurricane at landfall. And the footage was incredible. I've intercepted 14 storms in my career. Beryl makes 14. And this little freight train packed one heck of a punch. But anyway, that's enough talking. You guys enjoy the video, okay? Thanks. Current time is 8:58 p.m. I am 4 miles north of the Gulf Coast line in Sargent, Texas. The outermost rain band of Beryl has pushed through. Turn this wiper down. And winds probably gusted to tropical storm force there for a second. Calming down a little bit now. Some impressive lightning for sure. And you can kind of see, check out on that semi, you can see the rain. You can see the rain being blown off the top of the semi in like a sheet. This is honestly probably a better view, but in the light you could see how the rain is being blown in. Time is now 8:59. I started this recording 3 minutes and 21 seconds ago. It was silent for a little bit, just letting you listen to the rain hit the windshield. And winds are still pretty good. I am facing due south. The winds are coming in from essentially the northeast. Landfall will be pretty much anywhere between pretty much Matagorda Bay and arguably Freeport, sometime between 2 and 4. Conditions are only going to deteriorate further as we go through the night. And I will, of course, bring you video as stuff happens. Nice. Everybody's getting in position for intercept. I'm here in Sargent, Texas, out in front of the Dollar General. About 4 miles from the Gulf, because I'm not playing around with a 7-foot storm surge. And now rain's coming in my car. All right, Hurricane Beryl, bring it on. Currently 11:32 p.m. in Sargent, Texas, roughly 4 miles north of the Gulf of Mexico on Highway 457. and I'm kind of in a lull. I wouldn't quite call it the moat. The moat is typically what storm chasers like to call the area between some of the outer rain bands and the Eyewall. But we are definitely getting closer and closer to the core of this system, which as of 11 o'clock was re-upgraded to a hurricane. And so now at this point, all the chasers out there are pretty much locked into a point where they're going to ride out the storm. The next big rain band is getting ready to push its way onshore right now. And I expect conditions to continue to rapidly decrease and go downhill over the next several hours. And you guys will be watching this after the storm hits, but Houston Metro could be in some pretty big trouble come 7 o'clock, especially if this thing is still moving rather quickly. It's anticipated to be strengthening all the way up until landfall. And as it strengthens on approach, it takes it a little while to die down, essentially, to basically wind down. And just landfalling, strengthening systems are more powerful anyway, just the way physics works and things like that. So, yeah, from Sargent, Texas, 11:35 p.m., awaiting some of the inner bands of now, I'm not going to say newly christened, but rechristened Hurricane Beryl. And it's still got about, I don't know, I'd argue maybe 4 to 6 hours over the water. And the water temperatures right offshore are close to 90 degrees. So, how much can it strengthen in 4 hours? That's the real question. And of course, whatever the maximum sustained winds are, you can definitely go up another 10 or 20 knots for wind gusts. I will be back with some more footage here in a little bit. Wind is absolutely howling here, right by the bridge for Sargent Beach. Oh Glory, still flying strong. Sheets of rain falling right now. pushing onto the roof. It's positive pressure. Oh, that's a good gust. Good gust right here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Very, very strong. But yeah, like I said, we can use this roof as an example. So the wind's blowing, obviously, and the way the flag is blowing, obviously. Well, the wind just doesn't hit the side of the building, and you may be able to kind of see it. Maybe. But essentially, the wind hits the building, and then it is forced upwards, creating positive pressure, which tries to push your roof off. And then whenever the wind goes over the roof, because it has to keep moving, it tries to peel the roof off, which is negative pressure. So your roof essentially experiences a double negative or a double whammy in the brunt of these strong winds. And I don't even think we're close to the center yet. Still a couple hours to go. Definitely getting squirrely, that's for sure. I may reposition. I kind of don't like what I'm behind right now, or in front of. All right, I'll get back to y'all later. Thanks. Of positive and negative wind pressures at work. If you see at the top of the trailer, which is that side is completely exposed to the wind, you can see how the rain is being blasted up and over the trailer. Same thing happens to roofing systems and houses inside of a hurricane, or really any strong wind event, especially when the winds are unidirectional, like in a hurricane, meaning all the winds are straight line winds essentially. They are rotating, but we won't get into the weeds and get technical with it. But essentially, look at how the water, like I said, is being pushed against a trailer and then up and over. So you have your, again, like we discussed, you have your positive forces, which is pushing on the trailer, forcing the water up. And then you have your negative forces, which is continuing to pull the water over the other side. So positive pushes the wind and the water into the side of the trailer and forces it upwards, and then as it rises, it gets pulled over, gets pulled over the top, and that's your negative forces. So again, like I said, it's a double whammy for sure. That's how these roofs essentially get peeled off and get damaged in storms like this. Getting close to the Eyewall of Hurricane Beryl here at 1 in the morning, Sargent, Texas. There's a little canal type of deal that runs in between the Gulf and the mainland. The Gulf is just on the other side of that canal, and don't see any crazy water rise yet. Lots of twirling motion in the wind. There's a giant bridge in front of me, and then of course this building up here in front of me with the Lone Star flying in the background. So getting some crazy physics, wind effects off this bridge and off this building could be enhancing the wind for sure. Little things like that, depending on where you are, these little localized bursts could be significantly more dangerous or destructive than the overall storm, depending on where you are, the strength of the winds, and what type of essentially man-made obstacles you have for the wind to try to divert around. And sometimes it can act as a wind tunnel, essentially speeding up the wind. I know one thing, these houses here, they're taking a beating. Power's still on though, so fingers crossed. And I tell you, I was out in front of the Dollar General on Highway 457, about 4 miles from the coast. The Dollar General had power. There was a Dollar Tree, Family Dollar combo store, literally on the other side of the street. The power was off, but it went on. It came on randomly, and it went off again. But it's been off the whole day, at least since I've been here, since around 6 or 7. So I've never had a power onage during a hurricane, so that's definitely a first. But yeah, buckling up, Eyewall's coming in. I'll be back with you guys. 1:23 a.m. Beryl is just offshore and strengthening. If it goes up another 10 mile an hour, then I think by definition it will have rapidly intensified. Pressure is dropping still on approach. My car is shaking violently, and lots of interesting stuff happening. There was a flag in front of that house about 45 minutes ago. Unfortunately, it is gone. Power flashed a couple times, but it's still on and still hanging in there. I think I just saw a piece of roof fly off this building here next to me. No, it's kind of difficult to see. But yeah, we're here. We're going to be in the Eyewall here very, very soon. Winds 80 to 85 plus. Could very well be gusting over 100. The next hour is going to be pretty crazy. Hopefully we get the eye, so I can take a good measurement inside the center, and maybe hopefully be able to see some clear sky. That would be cool, a clear sky eye. But time will tell. Power flash.
2 a.m. Here's the Eyewall, Hurricane Beryl. Listen to the roar.
(2:13 a.m.) This thing is a beast. That's the Gulf of Mexico. Let me rephrase. The Gulf of Mexico is probably a good 400 yards behind me. That's the Gulf of Mexico now on the inland side of the canal. If your house went through this, don't let them tell you this is just wear and tear. This is not wear and tear. Don't let your insurance company push you around.